Yo, what is going on, guys? So on today's episode, we have part 2 of the woman who slept with 100 dudes in a single day. Needless to say, this is absolutely degenerate. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's jump right into the video.
I thought it might be helpful to hear the perspective of another OnlyFans creator, so I reached out to Alex Letitia, also known as the Queen of Southampton.
So, now this is something I've wanted to know all day. Do I call you Alex or do I call you the Queen of Southampton?
Oh, either. No, you call me Alex. Basically, I went into OnlyFans because we were really, really broke. It was really last resort. I had never, ever sent anyone a nude prior to this ever in my life.
Oh, get out of here, man. This is the nonsense that these women talk about, you know. Oh, it just sort of happened, you know. I just ended up doing this. I was a complete, you know, I was a good girl before this. I never engaged in these sorts of behaviors. Nonsense, guys. I've only been with one guy. Like, come on now, come on.
So I was so naive going into it. I started off just doing bikini pictures and lingerie, but it is a slippery slope. And the demand is more. Before you know it, you're having sex on camera.
And is that something you regret?
There's a lot I regret on there.
Do you feel scared that you might ever have to start doing things you don't want to do in order to keep that money coming in?
It is scary, yeah, because people are starting to do the most outrageous things online. I've seen so much of it lately, and I think my daughter's already getting stick for what I do. And like I said, I don't really do anything controversial compared to all these other girls, and it just keeps being like leveled up and up and up of the expectations.
Well, on Saturday, I'm going to another OnlyFans creator, Lily Phillips, is planning to sleep with 100 men in a single day for OnlyFans content. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's really sad. I just worry about her mental health.
Yeah, okay, so she's not worried about her mental health, guys. She's worried because this is attention that is going elsewhere. You know, this is competition, guys. This is what has happened, okay? The more women who enter this industry, what's effectively happening is the more women who do this, the more they are collectively lowering the value of women altogether. You know, because again, these women start coming, let's say they come out of this industry and they're like, you know what, I want a dude to marry me now. He's got to buy me a ring. Dudes are going to do the very quick math of realizing that there is no point doing that. Why would I buy her a ring when I can just not buy her a ring, for example? You know, she's been with a whole bunch of different dudes. And so what's happening is women are just lowering their value. They're completely screwing themselves. And then they're crying about it afterwards, guys. I find it endlessly funny. I really do.
I'm hoping it's a hoax and it's not gonna actually happen. I don't know. From what I've seen of her, I think she's like young and beautiful. I don't think she has to sleep with 100 guys in one day for attention. I don't know. It's like medically, is she going to be in a lot of pain? Mentally, you're going to be known as the girl that shot 100 guys in one day, and I think that's really sad. The problem is that when you sign up to objectifying yourself, it's like you're signing a deal with the devil. Like, no one is going to see you as a human being. It gets to the...
I love how these people, like, they become, you know, it's almost like they have a semblance of common sense about them, but not when it comes to their own situation. All of a sudden they turn into a saint and they're like, well, this is obviously going to damage her mental health and all of these sorts of things. But again, she's out here doing this as well. So what does that really say? I would be more inclined to think that this woman is just more concerned about the competition than this woman's mental health, guys, you know?
The point where everyone objectifies you, that's the reality of it. You're like the cash cow.
Do you think the kind of thing Lily's doing this weekend is the future of OnlyFans?
I hope it isn't, but we keep seeing so many sort of outrageous stunts. Maybe people assume they have to do that in order to get attention and followers. So it is just going to have to get more outrageous, which is quite scary if you think about it. Oh, I'm just worried about the smell for you.
The smell?
Yeah, I feel like the smell will be bad.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Bye.
The whole thing I think I'm realizing is actually more mental than we originally thought. There are 100 men turning up to have sex with her for 5 minutes each in a single day. I mean, there's a decent chance that one of them is going to be dangerous. One of them might have a weapon, have a criminal record. A few of them will have STIs. Just on a basic statistic, you can know that a few of them are going to have STIs. So let's just hope those condoms are good ones.
I had a sinking feeling that perhaps Lily hadn't fully thought through the challenge she was undertaking.
How are we looking? We're 1 week away.
I think we've got about 50% of them confirmed.
And then you're checking that they've done an STI test?
Yeah, so prioritising guys who have STI tests. They have to screenshot the results kind of thing. But this is the thing with it, like you can never 100% know if they've had an STI test. And even if they had, they could have slept with 10 girls in between the test and things like that. It's more just like, you know what you're getting involved in if you're willing to participate.
Are you going to...
Let's be real. The dudes who are doing this will not sleep with 10 women in between the time period of submitting these results and actually going through with this this shoot, as it were.
kiss any of the guys?
Definitely. I feel like some of them would be a bit put off, especially when they know I've just had like 57 guys inside me or whatever.
Why do you think that would put them off?
I think it's more if someone's to my face. I can imagine that's what's put another guy off.
So you would let like these guys do that on your face?
Yeah.
And in your mouth?
Yeah.
What if they had HIV?
Is that where it comes from? The spunk in the mouth?
No.
It can.
Oh, really? See, I've never really thought about that. Last time when I did it, that all of them could in their mouths. I can't really explain it. I get like serotonin, like from when people are like, oh my God, you're that on the internet. Sounds crazy.
I know, and I know you're saying that to me right here, but I don't believe that.
Really?
No.
I kind of love like ruffling feathers a little bit and people getting a bit like agitated by maybe the fact that I'm a slut. People think I'm like so sad and stuff like that, but that could not be like further from the truth. I don't think people realise like how happy this makes me. But I just think it's so funny and fun. I can't really put it into words.
Have you done anything to make sure there's not someone with a criminal record, for example, coming down?
We actually have not, no.
Do you feel safe?
Yeah. I mean, pretty sure I could take on some 50-year-old guy. No, I think it'll be fine. I'd like to think that guys aren't there to, I don't know what they would do anyway.
It is London, like you've put out a public call, so technically anyone could come down as long as they were over the age of 18.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit,
I'd like to think someone won't go to that effort to put in their ID, drive there, you know. It's quite a big process for someone just to, I don't know, do something like that, maybe.
See, this is why I can't, this is like reason number, 2,300 why I can't take these people seriously. Is like their world logic is like, well, I'm going to count on the fact that nobody's going to do anything bad to me. And the reason why I'm going to count on that is because I'm just going to hope that they're too lazy to do it, man. You know? It's like, what kind of logic is this? Yeah, I'm going to hope nobody robs me today. And my logic that it won't happen is simply that, they're just going to be too lazy.
I'm not really sure.
I had a sinking feeling that perhaps Lily hadn't fully thought through the challenge she was undertaking, but maybe I was wrong and everything was under control. After all, Lily and her team seemed very relaxed about her mission. So relaxed that she squeezed in another job the night before, in Newcastle.
Hi, I'm going to be at Blinkers at Newcastle Racecourse this Friday, the 18th of October. I'm super excited. Apparently there's meant to be over 6,000 university students. It's the biggest uni event in Newcastle, so I can't wait.
It is the night before Lily's big day. These girls don't seem very prepared. They're currently on their way to Newcastle, and then they're going to be coming back late tonight, and then Lily's going to sleep with 100 guys tomorrow morning, which seems mental to me. It doesn't seem like things are going great. There are a lot of guys cancelling. They're scrambling now to find people at the last minute. I don't understand how the guys they're scrambling to find at the last minute are going to get STI checks in time. I feel a bit nervous going to this random Airbnb tomorrow for Lily to pull off the stunt, so I can't actually imagine how Lily must be feeling. It's Lily's big day. It's raining. Never woken up so early to film sex. I've never filmed sex, but you know what I mean. This is where it's happening. I don't know where Lily and the gang are. It doesn't seem like anyone's actually here yet. One thing I can say is hidden in plain sight. It's not exactly where you'd expect someone to be having sex with 100 guys. It's 8:35. They were meant to be here at 8 a.m. They're nowhere to be seen. Do you guys want to get some cover?
Just as we were starting to think the Queen of Southampton was right, and this was all a hoax, the first man arrived.
I guess I'm here for the thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a bit early.
I'm Josh, by the way.
Oh,
Hey, nice to meet you.
I never really think about things before I do them, so I've just kind of do them and then think, oh, you know, was that okay? But yeah.
We received a text from Lily's team asking us to not draw attention to the rented Airbnb where the stunt was set to take place.
She's asked us to not be around the property so we don't draw attention to it.
So I asked lucky participant number 1 if he wanted to go for a stroll while we waited for Team Lily to arrive.
So you're obviously a subscriber of Lily's on OnlyFans?
I'm going to be honest with you, it was only what you said.
So you got a text, but they sent the address quite late, didn't they?
Yeah, just this morning. Funny, like in the text it was like, you know, if you have any friends who'd like to take part, and I was like, oh my, it's one of my motivations for coming here.
Yeah.
Like, is it gonna have, you know,
Yeah.
am I gonna get mugged? It's on the Circle line.
Yeah.
I go to VNA after.
Finally, Lily arrived.
Hello. Lovely to meet you. Lucky number 1.
An hour behind schedule with a security guard on the door, we were allowed inside.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, how you doing? Fair enough.
I don't know about you guys, but I would feel extremely uncomfortable here. I mean, I wouldn't attend one of these things to begin with, man. But this is just not pleasant at all. You can tell that the dude throughout this entire documentary has been completely uncomfortable. Again, this is not what normal people are doing with their time. And I don't really think that this woman is, you know, she said earlier about how she had some particular hang-ups with doing things because they might affect society negatively. I don't think any of these people really give a damn, to be honest with you. I cannot imagine being here and how uncomfortable I would be in such a situation.
It's a lovely house. I like that big mirror.
Yeah.
I don't know where to put myself. I feel like just float. Everyone's just floating.
Everyone looks a performer today gets on the couch so we can...
The atmosphere inside was nervous and very strange.
Lots of bananas.
No one, including Lily's team of assistants, seemed to have much of a plan in place for the day.
I don't know what's going on. No, there's a lot of forms this time. The admin side of things is crazy.
Having had their IDs checked and release forms signed in order to allow publication on OnlyFans, 6 men sat anxiously on a sofa, waiting for their turn to have sex with Lily. Meanwhile, it seemed the reality of what Lily was undertaking was starting to become slightly more real.
Man, how is it, right, that these 6 dudes are sitting here and they're just completely okay with this situation, you know? Like, not questioning your life whatsoever, not what you're doing, what kind of decisions you're making. Like, I just can't fathom that people go through with this nonsense, okay? And again, this is to make this woman money, and these dudes are desperate enough to rock up and do these sorts of things. The main issue, guys, I've noticed in making these sorts of videos on this channel I think men and women have a different set of problems. I think dudes' problems come oftentimes from just their lack of self-respect, man. Dudes are willing to go through such ridiculous situations for women who don't even give a damn about them, by the way. You know, like just they will do anything for women who are not worth it whatsoever.
Hello.
Hello, how are you feeling?
Nervous, no, excited. It's nice to actually meet the boys because it puts you at ease a bit.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. Is it?
And you're not getting.
How are you feeling?
No, I'm a little bit nervous.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Just putting a baby monitor in here so I can keep an
Oh, that's
eye on
smart.
you.
Have you had like an energy drink?
Yeah, I had a squash pastry in the car.
Okay.
So we fueled up.
Lunch or anything? What do you think?
I think I'm gonna have a break. I think we get to about 12 and have a little.
Okay.
Breeze.
Yeah, that's good. Are the guys gonna shower? Or
No.
that just comes straight and the condoms?
Yeah, they're in my bag. I bought like 200 of them.
Yeah, that's good. Just in case of my break.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like, do we think we're gonna get to 100 today?
Yeah, I'm not leaving without it.
I came to last night after work.
Oh, guys, we are running behind.
I got in at 6 o'clock this morning.
I'm excited just to get the first one in.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you just like want it to start. It's like doing a race, like you just want it to start.
It's early in the morning to be out.
Yeah, it is.
And 5 minutes each, right?
5 minutes each. Trying to probably might do a little bit less time. I think there's about 8 of them.
Okay.
That's all I don't want to keep them waiting too long.
Fine. Yeah. Just all the best.
Thank you. Kill it.
Yeah, careful. Kill it. Lots of fluids.
Thank you.
I think I'm not filming the guys. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. No problem.
Just as proceedings were about to commence, we were asked to leave. It was hard not to feel concern for Lily as we left the house. She seemed more apprehensive about what she was doing than she had done over the past few weeks.
See, man, these dudes are always just a lot more empathetic than I think I could ever muster for these individuals. Again, these women are choosing to do this stuff. You know, she's here, she's choosing to make this decision, and yet dudes will be giving a damn about these women. Like, I personally don't care, guys. If this is something that this woman wants to do, hey, knock yourself out. But I'm not going to be, you know, stressed out considering your safety and this sort of thing. You know, again, guys, like, these women are making their own decisions. They are adults. As much as society likes to try and play this game of women are incapable of making their decisions, but at the same time, they're strong and independent. I mean, we've got this article, guys. For example, I'll be covering perhaps in a later episode here. Check this out. Shame on the men exploiting Lily Phillips. I mean, don't worry, these women get their fair share of being a professional victim. It's totally fine. I don't see why I need to give them empathy or be concerned about their safety. You know, this is, quite frankly, not my problem. This is something that women have decided to do for themselves. A lot of these empowered women are making very stupid decisions on the daily. I'm not going to sit here stressing about it because I don't particularly give a damn. And again, if you're someone who has common sense and perhaps you've got a daughter and you would advise them against such a thing, apparently we're the problem, guys. We're just not forward thinkers, you know?
Perhaps the reality of the situation was beginning to dawn on her. It certainly was for me.
It was just weird. Like, that's all I can describe it as. It's just so weird. Like, Lily seemed a bit more nervous than she's seemed throughout this, but still, like, kind of up for it. I just cannot believe in the middle of this, like, super affluent suburb, this girl is about to just have a load of strangers, 100 strangers.
Yeah, you see, guys, you can tell this dude is not really familiar with modern women. Like, if you... Man, some dudes are just so naive to what modern women get up to. I'm not saying that every single one is going to go out there and, you know, obviously hook up with 100 dudes consecutively for online content. But modern women do get up to some real shenanigans, some real nonsense. And you can tell the dudes who have just never seen that side of women before, they are just so shocked and surprised, man. Again, women pull all sorts of nonsense. It doesn't matter where it is, for example, for the men that they are highly attracted to. And yet you'll have dudes, they'll be like, I can't believe this is happening. You know, to a degree, this is like a lesser, this is a more extreme, granted, but this is probably this woman's average Wednesday night, you know?
In someone's Airbnb.
One of the men participating agreed to speak with us after having spent his allotted 5 minutes with Lily. He had flown in from Switzerland just for this.
So I came last night and I'm leaving basically after. I went for the authentic experience.
Okay.
I had pie.
Pie, British pie, pie and mash.
Yeah.
How long have you known or been a fan of Lily Phillips?
Since the beginning, I would say.
Did you ever think you'd be able to have sex with her?
No, never.
And today you did?
Yes.
Were you nervous this morning going in there?
Yes, especially when I saw all the guys, the cute.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was definitely nervous.
Were you worried that maybe some of the other guys aren't going to get an STI check? Or?
A little bit, but also I think the risk for the guys is maybe less high than for her. This gonna has to be the most expensive shag ever.
Really?
Yeah.
How much?
200 to get tested, 250 for the flight, maybe 800.
800 pounds, and worth it?
Yes, yes.
Man, this guy spent 800 pounds in order to go through and have this quote unquote experience, guys. Again, you couldn't offer me this money to go out here and actually do this. That is ridiculous. I can't believe, I mean, I can believe that there are dudes who are desperate enough to do this, man. But again, I think dudes need to really have a bit more self-respect. I think it's better. If you're a guy and you have no options with women, you are honestly better off just being by yourself than engaging in nonsense like this, man. You really are.
Without a doubt.
How are you doing? How's it going so far? How many are we on?
Only 8.
Originally, we had been told we'd be allowed back to film with Lily while she had a break for lunch at 2 p.m. However, we received a text from her PA explaining that they were overrunning and they were going to have to skip lunch.
Sorry, it's Chocker, and anytime she gets a break, it's for a quick shower and eat, and then back to working, so no time to be filming during her breaks.
Yes, working, yeah.
However, we were able to speak to another man as he left the Airbnb, although he seemed shaken by the experience.
How are you feeling?
It's not something that I'd normally do, but I saw it. Nothing much wrong.
Yeah.
I think I saw it and I just thought, fucking might as well just do it.
Yeah, like how long did you get with her?
Well, she said 5 minutes, and then halfway through, she said she hadn't started the timer, so she said like 5 minutes from now. She was all hot.
So you got some extra?
Yeah, just literally something.
Do you know how many guys have gone before you?
No idea. No idea.
Yeah, like is that what?
Yeah, but I don't really know. You know, I just thought.
Are you happy you did it?
A little bit. I'm just a bit nervous if anyone find out. My dad would kick me out straight away.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, we've got so many people here right now. It's absolute mayhem. I've had like 100 cigarettes. I'm chain smoking through this. I feel like this is going to go on a lot later than we planned. We planned it to end at like 7, but I think it's going to run until like 9, 10 p.m. maybe.
Currently 7 p.m. About, I'd say, I think about 70 people through.
After hours of waiting, we tried to get back into the Airbnb. We ended up being delayed by one of her assistant's boyfriends, a close-up magician who had been performing for men in the waiting room.
No. That is cool as shit, dude.
Lily's PA gave us some more updates and promised us that they were nearly finished.
How far off is she from finishing?
Not far off at all. We're nearly done. We've got a few people who have like gone home and then they've called us and like, can my friend come? I've just told him how sick it was. And we're like, yeah, bring it. Like, send your friend over. But no, it's been great for like networking. Like even like guys have been speaking. They're like, oh yeah, I do this for a living, saying their job. Oh, we need someone that does that. And we're like, yeah, message us back tomorrow.
Is this what we're calling it now, man? Like, the bar is this low that we are now considering this to be networking. Like, holy hell. You know society is screwed up, right? Where you can have a dude who's a bricklayer, or you can have a guy who works in construction, okay, who's actually doing difficult physical labor to progress society forward, and he is going to be less financially rewarded than this woman who spent the day doing this behavior, right? And they're sitting here talking about like networking and what a great business opportunity it was. Like, holy hell. As a dude, right? We did a video recently about a lot of guys not wanting to you know, work for a society that doesn't care about them, and yet these are the people who are making the bread in society, right? So dudes are expected to go out here and be good boys and work really hard and all of this sort of nonsense. But then you have women out here like this, which I guarantee you this woman is making at least $10,000 a month. I would assume at least. She has 9 members of staff apparently. And you know, managers told, hey, don't worry guys, go out there, apply for a job, and everything's going to be fine.
It's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. But I was like, I should not be an event planner. I actually can't believe we were going to do this without security. They've been
so helpful.
Absolutely amazing. Like, I've kissed them both. They've been so good.
It's definitely the busy time of the night. That door is turning into more of a revolving door. There are guys coming in and out of there constantly. They've sent out security guards and things to go get her snacks and electrolytes and just to keep her sort of functioning.
Then, finally, the feat was complete and we were invited inside.
Hello. How are you? Good. How are you? Did you complete?
We're done.
Oh, yeah.
Lily's just in the shower now.
As the sort of brains behind this and managing the whole thing, how did you think it went?
Planning wise, a bit hectic.
For sure.
I didn't know what to expect. So many guys left it really last minute and we were getting messages today like, can I still do it?
Yeah.
But we had so many people drop out.
Yeah.
So when I was like going through like, yes, can you make it to London today? And a lot of them were like, yeah, that's fine. We were just like scrambling to get guys. So I was outside having a smoke with them all. We were just all talking and getting along, and then we come back in here and they've got the music on vibe and it was really nice. There were a couple of guys that Joe messaged me like, oh, I didn't really perform well. Can I come back? And we've been like, yeah, that's fine. And they've just like come back.
Oh, really?
Redeemed themselves because they've been like that nervous.
How do you think Lily found it?
I think, do you know, I've not had the chance to speak to her too much. She's been in there all day, and we've just like chucked her in the shower and like, she's exhausted. She's like, the first thing she said was like, I need a Nando's. I was like,
you've earned a Nando's.
Yeah, you've got the Nando's is ordered. She's took it like a champ. She's done so well. Every time I said, are you okay? Do you need a breather? She's like, no, bring the next guy in.
Seeing 100 guys come to have sex with Lily in one day, was that like something that obviously...
That part didn't feel too intense. It was more checking in on Lily felt intense.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
hi.
How are you?
Lily offered to show me the aftermath of their stunt.
Oh, it stinks.
What does it smell like?
Like brace yourself. Brace yourself.
Oh, holy
I guess it...
Man, you know it's bad when people who are going into this room are quite literally gagging. Like, this is not... This might be one of the worst videos I think I've ever covered here on this channel, guys. And I'm not even kidding when I say that. Like, that is just absolutely disgusting. And again, like, she doesn't seem to... Like, how can you have parents, by the way, that are okay with this? Again, I would probably consider myself, in fact, I would definitely consider myself a failed parent if I had a daughter, or a son for that matter, who did this sort of thing. You know, at what point do you say this is just absolutely ridiculous? And this is the sort of stuff that is getting more and more normalized in society as the days go on, by the way. Like, if you were to go back a few years, this sort of stuff wouldn't even be nearly as common, as it were.
Is that real?
Yeah, he's not good with smells.
Lily then walked us through the process that she had repeated 100 times that day.
Come on in, make yourself at home, take your shoes off. I've got some hangers here if you want to put your coat up.
Nice.
Come on in, where you travel from today? Oh, lovely. Yeah, oh, it's so nice to meet you. I'll get you on the bed, make yourself comfortable, take off your trousers, and we're going to have a fun time. And I'll give them the phone camera. I'll just say, I'm guessing you don't want your face in it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, it'll be POV phone camera.
Yeah.
I'll start usually with and then I'd say like, is there anything you like, don't like, any certain position you want to do?
Yeah.
And then we kind of got straight into it.
Did you do the with a condom on or?
No.
No.
I didn't. Condom off.
Okay, but then like once they're having sex and it's like condom on type thing.
Yeah.
It does smell a lot like sex. I mean, and there's rose. That's nice. Did one of the guys? And how are you feeling?
Why the hell? Guys, this video is actually just making me lose hope for society, okay? One of the dudes actually bought this woman a rose, for goodness sake. Like, what the hell has to be going through your mind? Like, this is not your princess, my man. Like, you're not going to have a relationship with this woman. Again, pair bonding ability is absolutely fried. If intimacy means nothing to this woman, I can guarantee you that a rose is going to mean nothing.
Surprisingly, downstairs is not really sore.
Okay.
It's more just tired. My eyes sting like nothing else.
Why?
Because of all the cum in it. I think I repeatedly said, you can come on my face, but not in my eye.
And they just went right at the eyes.
Well, I think like it might have been an accident. But no, I mean, I've definitely seen some spunk today, Jesus. And it just took definitely a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I think it was when it was only like 40 and I was like, I'm not even halfway yet.
Yeah.
And 40 is still a lot of people. Like, imagine 40 people and be like, I'm not even halfway, like, done.
When was the last time you ate?
I had I think I had a yam yam. Yam yam, is that what they're called? A little pastry. And I think I had a sandwich, and that was and then the rest come. It's not for the weak, girls. If I'm honest, it was hard.
But
I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like, it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
it's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out. Like, it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry. Okay. Just take
1 minute.
Now she's crying, right? And again, you can say as much as you want on camera that I'm happy, that this is fine, that this is what I want to do, and the money's worth it. At the end of the day, guys, every single one of these women, they always have a clip like this on their social media somewhere where they break down over the decisions that they've made, whether it be the divorced women, the single mothers, the girls who are strong and empowered like this one who go out and hook up with a whole bunch of guys. Eventually it catches up to them at one point or another. You can have women who will have their entire TikTok feed full of videos telling you about how happy they are and about how fulfilled they are and about how life is good now, and they've got all of these options with men and dating. But at the end of the day, I really do think that all of them, if they're not completely gone psychopathic, do feel it deep down. You know, they understand that what they're doing is quite psychologically damaging to them.
I think I was when I talked to you last, like I was not nervous. It was like the day before. I was like, oh, I'm so nervous. But it was good. It was more, I guess the interactions when like I'd have to stop them early and like you'd have to stand on business and be like, I'm so sorry, you got to go. And like the awkward interaction of like you feeling pressure to have to make them come if like you haven't spent enough time with them and feeling like they didn't, like you didn't give them a good time because like they only got 2 minutes.
And that's what's making you feel emotional, is that maybe you think you didn't give some guys a good enough time today?
Yeah, and it's hard, I think, having the interactions with them when they're like, what, you're not going to make me finish, I've come all this way, like kind of like guilt tripping me a little bit. I felt bad, like some people just travel so far, like I didn't want to give them a shit time and like come away from this and be like, oh, that was shit. I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the 30th, you know, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're gonna do this, and like it just, sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal sex at all. In my head.
Yeah, of course you disassociate. or dissociate rather, right? And the reason why these women do this, by the way, is because, again, it's incredibly psychologically damaging to them. They're not present for these sorts of things. They have to check out, because otherwise they'll suffer even more psychological damage as a result of what they're doing. You know, like, oh, I feel like a robot, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, you have to be a robot in order to do this nonsense. Okay, there is some serious psychological consequences for going through with these sorts of things. And again, nobody wants to talk about it. Society wants to pretend like this is totally fine. It's completely normal. You know, this is strong and empowering for women. In fact, it's healthy. It's progressive. It's forward thinking. We saw in the first half of this documentary. And like, this is not, I wouldn't argue that this is progressive. Like, what does this progress about society? I have no idea.
Head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember. And that's it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? Like, if I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100, you know. But yeah, I think that was kind of the hard part, is like conversing with them, and like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like, we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Do you think you should feel bad about that?
I guess when you've promised something to people who support you, it's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right? Like, when you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you even processed, do you think, what's happened?
Not yet. God, I won't forget the stage, Jesus.
When I decided to start making this documentary, I wasn't too sure of what to expect. I certainly didn't expect to see Lily so upset at the end of it all. I thought perhaps in years to come she may look back at this day in sadness, but not so instantly afterwards. She had stressed to me throughout my time with her how excited she was for this challenge and how this was her fantasy, so to see her so visibly upset at the end of it all was really sad.
I mean, again, this is entirely expected, right? If you've seen this sort of behavior from modern women, right? If you have seen these empowered women before, you know that this crap always ends in tears. I mean, you know, how many times do you see women think that they're strong and independent? They go out here and they do these sorts of things, and then they cry because of the emotional repercussions, or because Chad won't commit to them and have a relationship with them. You know, things were always going to go poorly. The woman was always going to feel this particular way, whether it was for this reason or that reason she, you know, thinks in her mind. But at the end of the day, it's always going to be a complete mess, because this isn't even supposed to be done in the first place. Again, guys, human beings, I would argue, are probably serial monogamists. You know, doing this sort of thing, it really goes against people's, I would say, natural instincts. The more it's almost like the more you go away from traditionalism, the more painful it is for people. Have you guys ever noticed that? It's always like the people who do this stuff are always the most mentally unwell. They have very, very serious mental health issues. They oftentimes have substance issues and so on. But it's like, of course you do, because you engage in these behaviors. It's all part and parcel of doing this sort of thing.
But my confusion was only added to in the days following our filming with Lily, as she announced to her fans that in February of 2025, she would be sleeping with 1,000 men in a single day to break the world record.
And there it is, right? So we still cry about it, but then we up the ante next time. You know, again, guys, this is why I don't feel sorry for these modern women. They go out there, they make their stupid decisions, and then after they make the stupid decisions, they double down on them.
Last week I did 101 guys. Now this was just the warm-up, because in February I'm going to be the first person ever to reach 4 digits of guys all in one day. Yes, 1,000 guys.
Maybe what we witnessed that night was just someone overwhelmed with emotion after completing such a monumental challenge. Or maybe we saw the true toll this career can have on a person.
Yeah, so that's the end of that, guys. Absolutely horrendous video. I know a lot of you guys have been sending this one to me, and thank you for that. My faith in humanity has been even more lowered. And we have a few articles which we will probably cover later on to do with this as well. Of course, you know, this has been rationalized now as men's fault. Also, she is suffering emotional repercussions, so we have an article about that. But at the end of the day, guys, very strong, very empowered, very womanisty, very, very good win for women right here.